Do you know what is the single greatest skill that the 21st century demands from us? Do you know what is the reason behind the immense success of many prominent personalities such as Narendra Modi and Priyanka Chopra? It is social intelligence. Yes, social intelligence is the ability to network with people, ability to make friends and form long-lasting relationships. And today, I'm going to share 3 tips that will make you more socially intelligent. How many of you here love dogs more than people? Raise your hand. I'm sure all of you do too. Even I do it. But why is that? When we are within 6 feet of a dog, the dog begins to wag his tail. When we go near the dog and pat him, he almost jumps out of his skin to his feet are there. He almost jumps out of his skin to show you how much he loves you. And you know that behind this show of affection, there are no ulterior motives. He doesn't want to sell you real estate or he doesn't want to marry you. But people are not like that. People are not interested in you. They're not interested in me. They're interested only in themselves, morning, noon, and at night. Don't you agree? Okay, look at a group photograph that you're in. Whose face do you look at first? Yours, right? The point here is that everyone, including you and me, we're interested only in ourselves. So how do we make other people interested in us? By being interested in them first. Yes, people are interested in you only when you are interested in them. Think about your friend list. Think about a close friend. Why is he your close friend? Is it because he's rich or because he's famous? No, right? He's a close friend because he's interested in you and he cares for you. So point number one is to be interesting, be interested first. Now there's this story that Dale Carnegie says from his book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. In that book, the story goes like this. Dale Carnegie, he attended a party in New York. And in that party, there was a woman who had recently inherited a lot of wealth. And she was very eager to make a pleasing impression on everyone. So she spent a fortune on gold, diamonds, and pearls. But she did not do anything about her face. Her face radiated soreness and selfishness. She didn't know the one thing that every man knows, that expression that a woman wears on her face is far more important than the clothes she wears on her back. So what was missing from her face? We'll answer that later. Now, back in 2016, I was in my first year of engineering. And in my college bus, I used to smile all the time. I used to look at my seniors and just smile. I didn't know them, but I smiled anyways. At first, they were confused. They didn't know what was happening. Then after some time, they smiled back to me. And after more time, they started to talk to me. And now we have become very good friends. So let's come back to the question, what was missing from my face? Was it makeup? No, it was smile. Actions speak louder than words. And a smile says, I like you, you make me happy, and I'm glad to see you. So point number two is smile. Now, here's one more story from Dale Carnegie's book. Dale Carnegie, he traveled to Europe and after that, he went to a party. There was a woman who seemed very interested to know about Carnegie's travel to Europe. Now, even before Carnegie said about his travel to Europe, she just mentioned that she and her husband have recently returned from a trip to Africa. Africa! Carnegie got excited. He began to ask her questions about her trip, where she had been, what she had done. And this went on for 40 minutes. And she never again asked him where he had been or what he had done. She was not interested to know about his adventures. All she wanted was an interested listener so that she could expand her ego and tell where she had been. Was she unusual? No. Everybody is like that. Even I am like that. I have a friend. His name is Pradyumna. Whenever I feel lonely or whenever I feel sad, he's the first person that comes to my mind. I call him, and 99.9% of the times, the person speaking in the phone is me. He patiently listens to me, and I get a feeling that he's interested and he cares for me. And after speaking to him, I feel very unburdened and I feel relaxed. This is what the dissatisfied employee wants. This is what the irritated customer wants. And this is what the hurt friend wants. Listening is one of the highest compliments you can pay to anyone. Remember that the person you're talking to is 100 times more interested in himself and his problems than you and your problems. A boil on his neck means more to him than a famine in China that kills millions of people. His toothache means more to him than 40 earthquakes in Africa. Remember this the next time you start a conversation with anyone. Now, much of our success in life depends on our ability to talk to people. No matter how good you are in your skill, if you don't talk to people in the right way, you are headed for trouble. So, follow these three things that I told you. But in Toastmasters, we follow this all the time. Point number one, to be interesting, be interested first. We are always interested every week in each other's speeches. Point number two, smile. We smile all the time, whether it's online or offline meeting. And point number three, be a good listener. Of course, we have awards for just that. But let's try and apply these three things outside of Toastmasters as well, and to make better friends and improve our social intelligence. Thank you.